G'day, this is Ian Harris from Australia here. I'm giving you an update on my next painting. A lot of people have been asking, because they've seen it in the background, how I've done this tiger. So that is going to be my next painting. And this video is just to show you everything you need. It's unbelievably a very easy one to do when you know how to do it. But unfortunately, I need to set myself up in a way that I need a good day. I've spent most of the day, it's 2 PM here in Australia, getting everything organised for this. But once you've got it, firstly, you're going to give yourself a picture for referencing. Just an A4 size printed out. I found this picture on the internet a few years ago and I liked it, so that's why I painted that tiger. So that's going to be your reference. Now the one that I did is quite big. It's about 1 metre by 700 or something like that, but we're not going to do one that big for the video. I've chosen a canvas about 500 by 600. So there's my canvas. Okay, just a stretch canvas, and I've printed the tiger out just in black and white to the size of the canvas. Now in your Word documents or wherever you keep pictures, and you can print business cards or letterheads or something, or print pictures, when you import your picture, a lot of them have the size on there. So I've done 500 by 600. So I've created my own size in there and stretched it to 500 by 600. And when I go to print, there's like 9 different images that it's going to print. So they'll print them out in 9 pages, and then I'm just taping them all together. If you know a better way to print it, I could be here forever and a day explaining how just to print them this size. I do have a video up how to get your A4 to a bigger size. Anyway, so we're going to need our printout and our reference picture. Okay? Reference pictures just to give you details around the eyes and some sharpness, clarity, reflections if it needs it. Also, you're going to need yourself some carbon paper. Now there's blue and black. I prefer the black stuff because when you carbon it out, it's black. It's not blue. That's why I like it, because it's black. It just looks like pencil. Okay, you're going to need 1 sheet's enough. You just got to keep moving it as you trace it out underneath the image. Or if you've got several like I have, you can lay them all down, put your picture over the top, and then start drawing over the printout. You're going to need a red pen, okay? Because, as I've stated before, once you've got your carbon paper under your canvas, your red pen, you can see where you've already drawn on the black and white print, okay? And with this one, you're going to need some masking tape as well. I'll explain that in the video as we do it, but you're going to need that as well. So if you have a pen and paper, rewind this video and go back to the beginning and write down everything you need if you're really keen on getting this tiger painted. And I guarantee you, you will have it looking just as good or similar as this one here, depending on your colour mixing, okay? It's very easy. On the back's going to be my next one, but we'll get to that later. So you're going to need masking tape. You're going to need, you can either blend it with your brushes or a sponge. And we'll be sponging it in the actual video. And the masking tape, because with this tiger, you're putting your image over it. I'm only going to carbon out this line here, around about here somewhere, and then I'm going to tape that up, and then I'm going to paint these colours in here, this sort of tanny, creamy colour into a grey. The grey's sort of going to feather under here. I'm going to blend all that with a sponge, okay? That way I'm not going to go over this part. Then that'll get dried, and then we tape that up again, but this side here. Then we're looking at our picture, and then we're going to incorporate the orange all around the page. It's just a matter of laying out the blending in the right areas and a bit dark up here. And then we'll put some white in here somewhere, lighter colours of orange. And then we'll put the image back over it and we'll just do an easy layout of the eye and the nose. That's what I'm going to do. Then we'll take it back off. And then we'll have our white, because if you look around his eyes, there's white there and around here. So I'll be sponging that in a way. So as then we can put the print back over our canvas and do all the lines, the outlines of the lines, take it back, detail the ear, detail the nose. See, the nose you can have any colour. Bit of highlight on his snout. And then we just black out all of that. And once that black's done, that's what gives you the actual tiger. But you'll be surprised how easy it would be. Also, this is all going to be in acrylic. You're going to need a hairdryer. Now I've gone and mixed up my paints. I've gone and mixed up an orange. That's the tone of orange I like. You can buy an orange already mixed, or you can mix it your own. Okay, I've made my orange. Okay, and that is the basis of the orange I'm going to use, and I'll tone it down for a bit of white where it needs to be lighter. And I've mixed up a burgundy, my own little burgundy colour here. That's going to be for this corner here, around here. Okay, so get your paints mixed. You're going to need a decent orange and an orangey burgundy colour. I've mixed that up myself, so I don't know what colour you would call that. Also, get yourself, go to Google Images and get yourself a colour wheel. I've printed out some colour wheels. I always print out some colour wheels when they go rotten. I've laminated it. And you got your prime colours here, blue, yellow and red. And it's very easy to read. Your two primaries make a secondary. These two primaries make a secondary. And these two primaries make this secondary. Okay? So you've got primaries, secondaries, and out here becomes tertiary colours. And you get to learn how to create, if you need to mix a skin colour or a burgundy or something, the more you use a wheel, the more familiar you get with what paints make what. So then you've got, there's your prime colour there, and your prime colour here. Now those two prime colours made this orange. Now, if you want this colour, you mix that colour that you've mixed with the prime and you'll get a tertiary. That's the same over here. You mix this and that prime, you get a tertiary here. So you've got prime, secondary and tertiaries. There's different types of colour wheels on the net. Here's another one I'm going to use as well. It's got my prime colours there, primary colours and so on. Now I went down my local hardware. It's a big hardware store in Australia here. I don't know what they're called in America or other countries. It's a big place. We call it Bunnings. They've got these little sample pots. I went to the paint section inside there and they're sealable. That's what they put the little the pieces in that you want to test on your wall. They gave me these. I scanned it through the scanner. It was coming up as $12, but it's only an empty container, but they said I can have them, okay? So I've grabbed 4 of those. I've only used one for me orange, but they're good to mix up paints and store in there. So long as when you store them, I always spray water, because it's acrylic. I spray water in, just a squirt inside, a bit on the lid, seal it up, and it keeps it wet and damp in there. So we've got our sponges, we've got our red pen, our carbon paper, our masking tape, your reference picture, colour wheel if you need it, and all your paints mixed up. Oh, also there's going to be a grey as well. I've got my medium grey there. On the picture, there's a bit of grey under here, and on the bottom of his jaw, and this sort of blends into some grey here. Okay? So, my next video will be this tiger. That's the size it's going to be. So when my cameraman's available, he's got a new job and I have to wait for him to come. The last painting I did was the rhino one. It was I just used that to fill in some time because I was getting desperate to put a painting up, and that was a bit of a rush job. But I had to film that myself on the easel there, and it was a bit awkward and time consuming, and it distorts your mind into what you're doing and what you're trying to paint. It's a lot better for me when I've got my cameraman there. I can just concentrate on my work, and then after that's all done, it can be edited and put up there properly. So stick around, and that'll be my next painting. A lot of you asked for it, so I'm going to give it to you. And this was just a video to show you what you're going to need if you want to follow along, play and pause and paint with this painting, okay? So tune in when it's uploaded. Goodbye, good luck, and good on ya.